So what are we going to go through today? Look, I'm going to give you a simple and practical understanding of how humans make decisions. So, there's one slide in here, it's the most complicated slide in the whole thing, and I'm going to skip over it. I'm going to tell you what it says right now, and I'm going to tell you again when the slide comes up because it's that important. If you take two lists, right? Why humans are the same, why humans are different, the why they're the same list is going to be way longer. It's just going to be way longer. And we kid ourselves that we're all different, we're all unique, we're all individuals. It helps you sell based on true value. This is, for anyone that's a consultant, I know you are, I know you are, I know you are to a degree, I know you are, I know you are, you guys, probably somewhere close. Here's the thing, right? If I walk into a room and I give a client a solution that makes them $1 million, and it took me 15 minutes to work out that solution because I saw that problem the other day, or actually I had a client bring me a similar problem last year and I worked through it. It takes me 15 minutes. Do I deserve 1/4 of my hourly rate, or just enough to buy lunch? Or do I deserve a percentage of that $1 million? 10% maybe. Now as salesmen, we've got to believe that we deserve the second one. Because buying lunch isn't good enough. It doesn't keep the doors open, it doesn't get results. If we've helped someone get an amazing result, it's the result we should be rewarded on, not the inputs. So this cup of tea costs 30 cents to make. If I was to sell it, I can put a markup on it of 10%, I'll sell it to someone for 33 cents. That's the way that price marking is usually done. This helps you realize what your solution is really worth, but more importantly, so not only helps you write prices, it helps them understand what your solution is really worth. And it's always more, because the problem's real for them. Their problem means they're not getting enough sales, their problem means they've had to let people off, their problem means they're not growing at the right speed. These problems mean so much more to them than your hourly rate ever will. What's in this? What it's going to help you understand is your true cost of service, right? What your service or your product actually delivers to them beyond the inputs. Helps you increase and drive margin. Margin's really important, right? We talked about not getting paid what it's worth. As soon as you price something at someone else's true level of pain, it's got to be higher than your inputs. It just has to be. You'll convert more proposals and you'll write less. This is my favourite one, writing less and having them less time to write. I'm dyslexic as hell, right? If I write a proposal, I must have a second person proof it for me. The drain on the business is absolutely massive, but in the first place, they take me ages to write. It's just a really long time to get right. And if a proposal takes you 4 hours to write, and you look at it and you don't really know what they want, you've got a 20% chance of conversion, you're so much better off finding 4 more leads. So sometimes I just won't, after this process, I won't write people proposals. I'll tell them that they really need to have to think about what they need. Which anyone who's done sales training, you get told that, but you don't really get told why. And saying no to a sale without this process is bloody impossible because you need it, you know, like you need the sale. But when you see the warning signs through this, and I'll talk about it, it gets easy. And it gets easy for you to focus on the problem and give that person the one bite-sized piece of homework they need to do to prove to themselves and you that they want to move forward. It will shorten your conversion time because you actually know what they want. And it stops you from the whole proposal time is dead time, which is the biggest thing I give to any business. Like, Dave, I know your business a little bit and I hope you wouldn't mind me sharing this. Two people in the business currently, or 3 or 4? It's a small team, right?
Well, in our division, yeah.
Correct, so part of a much bigger business, yeah? But if you write a proposal, and you write 2 proposals and it takes you a day, for that day your team's down like 25% of its resource. And you're the guy at the top. You can't even wait that. It could be 40% of its resource, it could be 50% of its resource. And as a small business in this climate, you just can't afford it. So there are some things you need to do before you get started and some things you need to do during the consultation. Then I'll take you through the actual sections and questions. So time's really important. This is my favourite for people that aren't serious. I know that it takes me an hour and a half to scope a proposal for this business, right? I've learned that over time. If I sit down with someone and they say, oh, look, I know you said we've got an hour, but I know, sorry I turned up late, it's 1:15, but as well, I've just got to leave 20 minutes early. They're not serious. They're just fundamentally not serious. If they can't even give it an hour, the problem's not big enough. right? It lets you know straight away that on the order of the top 10 things they want to do this month, and you want your proposals converted this month, you're outside the top 10. Expectations. So a couple of you have seen, you know, me through Stump the Strategist or me and Ash on our feet. We love to give solutions. So I would go into meetings and I would just give people solutions. Problem was, some people don't want solutions. Any of those of you that have had a partner in need or have a wife, right, will know sometimes people just want to be listened to. So I burnt at least 70% of my meetings by sitting down and giving solutions. There were people that didn't understand the problem. That's what they wanted help with. There were people that wanted to talk and vent around their issue. They knew exactly what it was. They wanted to talk. They wanted to be understood. Then there are people that want solutions. I only run into the solutions 30% of the time. So I ask a question like this. We've got an hour and a half together today. What does a great outcome from this meeting mean for you? Some of them say, oh, I'm not really sure. I just kind of want to understand the problem a little bit more. Great, we'll do that. Some of them say, well, I want a cost and the time to have this thing fixed. Great, let's do that. Other than say, I don't really know, I've got a problem and so just said to sit down with you. Happens a lot to me. Now, if I don't know what they want out of the meeting and I don't find it out, I'm dead before I start. Environment's key. For your business, there are certain questions you have to ask. I have to ask conversion ratios. I have to ask marketing budgets. I have to ask private information people don't want to share with me. So don't meet in coffee shops. It's just that simple. Always in an office, always at their office, always with the door closed, right? If you have a product that doesn't require asking personal information, then meet wherever the hell you want. If you have a product that does and your client wants to meet you in a coffee shop, then admit to yourself and them straight away that at the end of that meeting you won't have a solution or proposal for them. And so set that expectation up front. Know your value. If you can't list the top 10 things your business does really well and solves quickly with an approximate dollar value for an average client and an approximate time for an average client, you just don't know your business well enough. And your job when you're moving through the sales process is to match. You hear little things, yours is to match them with things you do well. And at the end of it, you should be able to give them an understanding of time and cost. Because that's what they want, right? And before you write the proposal, everyone's going to want a good result. But not everyone wants a good result that costs $1 million or a good result that takes 10 years. If you can't give them that information, you will be writing a proposal with 30% of the information you need to get it across the line, and that's a waste of your resource.